How do you think your children are going to survive when you don't prepare them ahead for the days that are very dark, disastrous, wicked, and lonely? How? We used to be proud of what America, the Europeans have become. Every one of us wants to run down there. We only copy their bad culture. We don't look at every other good things that they do. An average American and European make sure that the moment their children becomes or their child or children becomes 18, they will have start grooming them since when they are young. So when they become 18, they can easily start taking care of themselves. And if perhaps they still continue to live in their parents' house, they will be given a portion of responsibility from home, even if just to be paying some utility bills or to be buying grocery from whatever thing they are earning. And if they choose to go to college, it still doesn't stop them that during summer, sometimes people who don't do summer school, they work. They work. Even many of our Nigerians who travel down there to Europe and America, they still they are still given the privilege to work. It's just that they might not be able to work more than 15 hours in a week, which is more or less like approximately 3 hours in a day, just to have sustainability. But we here, we train our children to be fully, completely, ignorantly, and stupidly dependent on their parents. It's only few people who are smart who don't train children up that way. And some people, it's not as if they don't actually want to train their children up that way. Maybe they don't have the wherewithal. You have children up to more than 5, more than 18, 20, 20. Some people even up to the age of 40, they are still living in their parents' house. And that is supposed to be a life. At 40, when some people are already governors in some other country. I remember here in the country, in the late, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, we still have people who are president of this country at 20, 28, 32. Obasanjo was the oldest, even among the army. I think it was 32 when he was first president of the country. The likes of Abacha, Babangida, some 23, 25 or so, they've become the president of the whole country. A 23 years old today is doing Yahoo. That's what they know how to do. And the female are either giving themselves this adulation on top of their beauty that is nothing to write home about, and then looking for a way to prostitute themselves. Prostitution is prostitution. Whether you are in your house chatting with a guy that you are going to meet to sleep with and collect money, or whether you are on the broad street during the daylight or during the dark hours just to sell your body for money. Example of it is this headline that you're seeing here. A lady saying that she would rather become someone's wife who can people who are buying house and cars. She never even mentioned how much she wants to work hard to achieve these things herself. She believes she is doing trade by barter. I am beautiful. I'm selling my body to the highest bidder. Those are the things we have raised. Tell me one thing that you're so proud of as a Nigeria in Nigeria. Our parents are poor oriented. When you see some people who are in their 50, 60, 70, even talk what comes out from their mouths, sometimes you'll be so ashamed to be part of this kind of people, this type of people. It's as if their brain is installed into the hole under them, their household, possibly. And then this is a country that we all want to move forward. How? How do you want to move country forward? Everyone by prosy is a corrupt entity. It's either you are a direct perpetrator of it, an active or passive conspirator to it. So there's no way you can escape corruption. I've sat down with graduates before who are fighting about politicians that are odiously corrupt. Odiously corrupt. And they are defending them. And these same people will come and tell me that the country is hard. No problem. I was talking to a guy in the United States of America. He was telling me about his friend. The guy is an able guy. He was telling me about his friend here in Nigeria who is a Yoruba person. This guy claimed, who is in the one in US, who is an able guy, claimed that he's the one who used to help the one in Nigeria here, who is a Yoruba guy. They went to school together apparently. And he said when the election comes, it was giving him reasons to pick a preferred candidate, stating his own reason. The other one here in Nigeria is just shouting, Jagabani, Jagabani, Awalokan. I looked at when he was telling me, when he was narrating, the story to me, I was just like, I kept quiet. So when it was true, I told him, I said, are you still assisting this guy? I said, I used to. I said, I mean, you're one of the problem. If you are still assisting somebody who deliberately supported a corrupt person to come and become your president, no problem. So you should deal with it. He should deal with it. And if you are the one still sponsoring such a person, that means you are also daft. How can you support people who look for the downfall of every one of us? I was watching Sean Kuti's video a few weeks ago. He said the problem of Nigeria is like somebody who is in the desert, has been roaming about the desert for the past 3 days, has nothing to eat, no food, no water, no nothing. And another person comes riding his horse or his camel and looked at and saw the guy who has been wandering around in the desert without food and water and said, oh guy, where did they go? That one said, well, I've been lost here and I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. So instead of him giving him water, just to quench his thirst, or food, so that he will have strength a little bit just to walk, what he did was this. He got down from his camel, carried the load on the camel and put it on the guy who is already wandering around, who has been wandering around for the past 3 days, no food, no water. Put his load, heavy load on him, and mount his camel again. He was now riding on a free camel and was asking the guy who is almost at the brink of death to be walking, to be following him so that he can take him to his destination. That illustration is just to depict what happens. So the person who has been wandering around the desert is the Nigerian people that have been suffering. The useless one that just left the presidency, that this idiot who just came in now help install. The rot that one brought upon us, we are still facing it. The one who now took over again, instead of looking for a way to ease off our pain and pressure, he put all the load on us, asking us to carry it. Petrol went from 185 to 600. But it has its own advantage. A whole lot of idiots who just bought car for no purpose had parked their car. Because if you live in Lagos now, for you to even go from where I live now to Marina every day and come back, if you do that Monday to Friday, you'll be spending nothing less than 50,000 naira on gasoline alone, on fuel, on petrol. So our Lagos road that is always very busy before, always hold up here and there, everywhere don't dry up. And I think I like that anyway. That's the only advantage I see here. But does that stop the suffering of the people? No. There is no way to even provide succor for us or whatever. They just heap a whole lot of load on us. Bam! We should carry it. People who are already on the... Before this one came in, excuse me, I bet there are people who cannot even feed once in a day. I was discussing with someone a few days ago and he was asking me, how are Nigerians surviving? I said, I don't know. People who can hardly even feed once in a day before. How the HELL do you want them to even feed now? How? But like I used to tell people deserve whatever government they get. It's just that sometimes when the unrighteous are being punished, the righteous one also partake out of the punishment, because that's what is happening. Because if not, sometimes some people are just unfortunate to be part of Nigeria. Because are they being, there is actually a God. But I'm still going to be talking about religion someday. In my previous video, I was talking about which leader can you actually vouch for. Is it the monarchy? Is it the religious leader? Is it our politician? Is it the elders in your state? Everybody is looking for a way to survive. And even people who already have the wherewithal to survive for the next 100 years, they still keep packing money they will never need, even in their grave. The money some people have stolen in this country is enough to last the next 10th generation. And I'm not talking about lasting the next 10 generation that will be working. People who can actually just sit, wake up and sleep and just eat and be comfortable for the rest of their life to the next 10 generation. You hear money like 460 billion, 80 billion, 100 billion. Now they are even stealing trillions. They will just create one abridged forum or any thing that doesn't make sense. They will just tell you that that's what they want. Nigerians, you see problem everywhere. People are such a liar. They live a lie. They see Nigerians, an average Nigerian live for a lie. I know someone who owns a YouTube station, a channel I mean. On a daily basis, the moment he open his channel like this, people will come and provoke him and he will curse them out, abuse their mother, abuse their father. For clearly not even adding any value to them, just entertaining them. Nigerians love entertainment with their life. He will abuse every one of them and people will still stay on that channel. Not like he's even abusing them for the right reasons. Just because if they call him one name or whatever, he will abuse them throughout. It will cause them out, abuse their mother, abuse. And at the end of the day, people will still stay on that channel. He will still tell them to go and buy him money gun and give him super chat or whatever. And they are still doing it. That's a typical Nigerian for you. The guy who is causing them knows that we have simple things, cretin-headed people, dim-wit, downs people living in the country. And that's why he can do that to them. He will abuse them, curse them out, curse their parent, abuse their mother, use all sort of illegal figurative or speech to depict their parents. And yet still ask them to go and pay him money. And they will still do that. All you need is just to be a voice in Nigeria, and you can take advantage of the idiots, who are watching. He does that often times. Since I've known him, that's what he does, and people will still subscribe to such a station. If they raise an opinion, ask a question that doesn't go well with him, he will accuse them and abuse them out. Those are the people Nigerians deserves. And he will still give them the orijo that whatever thing you are doing on my page, you coming here and stuff. There was a time he was even blocking people off it. Right from onset, he has always been blocking people off his page. At a time, people were begging him behind the scene, inboxing him direct, that he should restore them into YouTube page or YouTube channel. He is the one who actually need them for click-through rate algorithm on YouTube so that he can make more money. But no, he will block them off. They will still go and beg him. At a time, he was even charging them 50,000 naira to restore them back. And people were paying. Nigerians that were hungry. And those ones who wake up one day and will go and abuse Tinubu, abuse this. So as we have them in the hierarchy, the monarchy, all our religious leaders tell me, what have they done? Buying fleet of private jets. One of them even came out to even boast the other day that he used to give his wife 1 million naira every month. That he doesn't give his wife more than 1 million naira every month, but what he gives to God, the money, the money that the congregants contributed to, donate in his church or in his so-called business venture. He will still claim that. There was another one who once said that if they had all the tithe in the church, in his congregation, that is not up to what he alone, the pastor, is paying to the church. And you will now ask, what job did you do that brought that tithe? I remember when I was still in media house, when I was working for the news magazine, PM newspaper, and Temple magazine, there was a guy who was working at, I think it was is it the general manager or the MD of a hotel and suit, who stole the generator of Eko Hotel and Suit and used it. He donated it to Christ Embassy. He stole money in millions or billions. Then donate some of it to Christ Embassy. When the FCC apprehended him, when he pointed out where he put the generator, they went to carry the generator and to ask for the money from the pastor. Pastor Chris Oyakhilome said he did not give him money; that he gave it to Jesus. So how then do you want to go and ask Jesus that you have never seen money that somebody stole from a place? So Jesus now accepts stolen money. Well, he has been accepting it from right from onset when free religion has been given to us. A religion that all the good things, all the miracle that you could ever think of can only be read in a book written by human being, but no miracle has been seen face to face. All the ones that they are doing online or on TV are being doctored. They are paying artists to come and act, and people will still. Tomorrow will be Sunday. People will still rush down to the same church to go and sit down there, a place that clearly do not work. Sometimes you just sit down and say, who made human being actually? Because if God actually is the one who made human being, because they say one God made human being, which I don't believe, but let's even for a second say I believe that God made human being in his image. God must be a dumb person to even make dumb people. Really. Another one just said quite long ago, I think I screenshot it on my phone, when he said that the day he goes to an herbalist or whatever to if the day he visits, the sun should not set before God will snap out life out of him. I looked at him, and I mean, I will say it here, that the day I will stop speaking the truth, or sorry, that if I'm not in Nigeria. Okay, let's say I'm in Nigeria now, and I'm saying that I'm not in Nigeria. And if actually I'm a Nigerian, before tomorrow morning comes, God should snap life out of me. These are statements anybody could make for anything, and nothing will happen. They clearly knows that there is no God that is going to strike out life out of them. And they are all visiting Babalawo. They are all visiting all those traditionalists, collecting power. Power to ensnare the mind of Dimbats in the country, so they can continue to become rich. Each church now control billions of dollars, and the life of a commoner in those churches has no meaning, has no impact, has no positive impact. There's always impact. I think I often make this mistake of impact. There are always impact, it's just that they are all negatives. And at the end of the day, those are the people we place our faith, our trust. We place our faith on fraudulent men. We put our trust on fraudulent leaders, called politicians or leaders, that make policies that affect our lives negatively. We place our faith on one God that we can never see, that we have never seen. No man on earth, even the one that was written, Moses, that Moses blah 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 saw God. Where is Moses to even prove that that's true or not? It's easy for me to write a story, a folklore, that people cannot question and then say it's true. Because if there is no source of, I can only just write it, and if there is no question about it, that's the advantage of being, a human being on earth. Whenever I write anything or I say anything, it can either be true or a lie. So some people will believe it as the truth, some people will believe it as a lie without even questioning, without doing vetting, without doing check and balancing. And of course, many people in this earth, as we always believe, is the truth, because their brain, nothing dey there. Some people don't even get 0.001 byte, not to talk of k byte or m byte or g byte or terabyte. They have nothing upstairs. Their brain cannot, when hunger done nearly drench every nutrient, every good things in their life. And we will all shout that the country is not moving forward, the country is not good. How can the country be good? when all those rich people buy resort for their children. I quite remember there was a time one DJ Copy over there said he's doing charity. I think he started, is there an NGO or whatever? The new old news carried it then that is her father gave her 5 billion. Whether they use that for money laundering, I don't know. Even Dangote, her father's friend, gave her 100 million. The 5 billion and the 100 million that was given to so-called DJ Copy, that is not an untalented artist who cannot even do anything jockey. I've never seen anything creative the girl did just because he's the daughter of Femi Otedola. That's all. And she was given 5 billion naira. Dangote gave her 100 million for NGO. Where is the NGO? What have we here? It's only Nigeria you hear the beginning of a lie that doesn't even have a middle, not to talk of ending. The NGO that she's doing, have you heard anything that the Jacobi sent some children who could not afford to go to school? No. Have you heard that she went to a remote place where people are suffering and dig them borehole or do anything? No. No. See all our rich people, privileged people, footballers or artists or so people that are not even helping each other. That all the old A-list artists had to turn to beggar online, start begging people for help. Some idiots will now come and say you are giving us bad image. You are giving us, when hunger nearly kill all those people, they will not come out to come and beg. Our footballers are there, all they can boast of is to receive this, receive that. No impact in the economy. We have other African players like Sadio Mane that will take money. There was this one that Rock just gave a house to in Miami. He's not even he's an MMA fighter, and he's over there in the United States, you know, hustling over there and using the money in hand to help the people in his country. Nigerians are so self-centered that the only thing they know how to do is for themselves. And at the end of the day, we will say the country is not moving forward. Self-centered, should I even say self-centered or self-loathed? People who hate themselves without even knowing, because they don't know that the more you take people away from poverty, the safer your country becomes. So you are rich in a country where people who are there looking for a way to devour you, to descend on you so as to devour you. Then you now be shouting the country is not good, the country is not good. How can the country be ever good when we have idiots who dwells here? A lot of people wake up without purpose. To even, if we even have many Nigerians who are even doing farming for better, at least they will be able to feed themselves, feed their family, and then sell the remaining part of their crops to exchange for revenue, to exchange for cash, so they can use it for things that they can't plant. But everybody wants to become big boy. Nigerian guys are into fraud all through. There was a time I used to advocate. I was telling someone in US yesterday that there was a time I used to advocate against Yahoo Yahoo. I did it for so many years, for more than a decade. Any guys that I see that is into fraud, I used to prep them, give them orientation. And this thing is not good. There are better things you can do. Later, I stopped. But up to now, it still doesn't mean I support people who are doing fraud. But when you see the bigger Yahoo Yahoo privileged selected or elected dimbats that you crops of hyenas that you put as the leader of the country, obviously you won't want to even talk to the small ones again. How do I tell a 18 or 22 years old boy that fraudulent art is bad when he read from the news on a daily basis how every money are being embezzled, money that belongs to a lot of people? Somebody will just embezzle it and sit on it, and we are supposed to say Yahoo is not good. So I just left them. Everybody do whatever they do. I can't do fraud. Neither can I even allow it within my household. It will not happen. But it still doesn't mean, even all those people who are doing fraud, including the politicians who are stealing money, and they will small small yahoo yahoo. The likes of Hush Puppy or whatever, what they call the one who claimed that he was the one who brought Hush Puppy into the food. Um, what's the name of this idiot? I've forgotten his name. I'll remember later. What have they done for their country? How many companies have they opened that create job opportunity for others? How many schools have they built to probably subsidize the school fees so that children around them or within their vicinity can go to school? Monfa, yeah. Monfa, who claimed that he was the one who brought Hush Puppy. The Hush Puppy too, what did he do? All the money he stole from the people, the one he embezzled, the one he stole, what did he do? It's just to stay on Instagram or TikTok, to be an influencer, just oppressing people with. Ìyà ti jẹ wọ́n títí débi pé the moment they have a little bit of privilege, frail ones that is not even genuine, they just start to oppress people around. Those are the people we have in Nigeria. We have a senator here who bought all Dino Melaye, who bought all sort of useless cars and even packed one as a souvenir in his parlor. A car worth $2.2 million was packed in the parlor just to be looking at it. It's not working, just like a plaque mounted on the wall in a country where people are suffering. And that type of a person still have followers in this country. Àwọn olórí burúkú lẹ máa ń tẹ̀lé kiri, àwọn táyé wọn ti bàjẹ́ lẹ máa gbé lárugẹ gẹ́ kiri, then later you now come and tell me that the country is not moving forward. Ayé gbogbo yín máa bàjẹ́ last ni. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti wà ń di bàjẹ́, if you are one of the people who are making rot in this country and you are complaining, thunder tó máa fire yín ó sì ń ṣe press up lọ́wọ́ ni o. Everyone is corrupt religiously. All it takes you to suffer now is to just become an evangelist, just walk around the street. Pariwo wá gba Jésù sáyé rẹ. See the Islam people too, they are copying the Christianity. Nobody religion is a hoax anyway. The biggest charade of all time, the biggest force, FAUX of all time, or of all time, is Fox, is Force, is FAUX, is FALSE, is everything wrong. It has never helped humanity. It only help keep people at bay to become donkey so that they can be used. Everybody becomes puppeteer. Become a puppet in religion. So the ones who are controlling the religious circle are the puppeteers who are dangling the puppets around. Well, if you believe in whatever thing that created the world, well, I don't know what created the world anyway. I believe it's an energy, and it's too big beyond human comprehension that nobody can even sit down and tell me about the people who cannot even explain their own existence will come and tell me about person that own existence or the being that own existence or the energy that create existence. Whatever thing you believe will save you. But me, I just know. It's always good when you listen to the voice of reason. It's always good when you listen to people who can help use their word to change your life. And it's always good when you gather behind people who are telling you the truth, who is not asking you to bring money or anything for it. If you like, curse me out. If you have an opinion, put it at the comment section. I'll respond to you. Have a lovely day ahead.